So let's get into the details here. So when I talk about reporting, often there's a challenge. When I think about the challenge, most folks just think of contact center reporting as give me a number so I can get to it. But the folks that I've worked with in my past, unfortunately I've worked with some great folks, we have this mantra in contact center, and it really is reporting, reporting, reporting. When I open dialogue with clients, part of my dialogue is, well, that's great, you want the system to do certain things, but what do you need from a reporting point of view? Because, and I don't think a lot of people share this, that the results that you're looking to capture in data often impact how you will configure the system. And it really depends on what system you have in front of you. And oftentimes when you're talking to the IT folks, they may not be aware of the nuances of an application. My final question I usually ask is, and after all you've shared with me, what do you need from a reporting point of view, which is a critical question in my opinion. The one thing I look at when I consider reporting, why is it difficult and confusing? I've come across a lot of clients who are difficult, they need explanations, etc. That's one aspect of it, but when it really comes down to the need for contact center reporting, I heard this analogy years ago and it resonated with me so well that I've kept it, that reporting tends to be where art meets science. The science is the black and white. How many calls are we getting? What's my abandon rate? What's my agent availability? But what does it mean? This is the art piece. And too often I see folks take the black and white numbers and say this is where we're at, but they don't really extend it further. It's the art that is required, a little more crafty work. To me, it's like a puzzle. It's fun. I get to put my PI hat on and investigate what's happening underneath the covers. And later in the session, we're actually going to drill into the report just to give you perspective on one aspect. With that said, part of the challenge is that most folks look at reports and the numbers that, as basic numbers, and they've not been trained on it. But I always look at the numbers as the results equal symptoms. Your results are going to point to a problematic symptom either in the operation, and the operation may be at the customer level, it may be at the agent level, it may be at the supervisory level. So there's a lot of different ways to look at that. Interpretation. Oftentimes people don't understand how to interpret the reports. Sometimes one thing may mean one thing in one environment, but something completely different in another environment. I also say that reporting and the results are industry specific, because what may happen from an abandoned call in a highly driven sales environment to a customer support tech call is a little bit different. How you look at those may have different weight. So interpretation is really important. Now, a critical piece of reporting is that there oftentimes is no call to action. When it comes to reports, just looking at the numbers in and of themselves is not enough. If you look at the information and you tie it back to your needs, all the way from the CEO level down to the operation level, there's likely a call to action in there. And I see oftentimes folks don't take that next step to the call to action. And you'd be surprised that the holy grail of springboarding your operation can be found in a simple call to action. And, it keeps you in touch with your folks and your operations. So that's one of the things I see as persistent. And lastly, quite frankly, the art of reporting, it takes time. It takes commitment and diligence. You've got to be willing to set time aside in your day-to-day schedule. And too often I see supervisors and analysts just run numbers, but they do it maybe once a week or once a day, glance at it, say, great, we're at 4.7% of X. But that's not enough. I think they really, setting time aside on your to-do list, your daily task list to really analyze one aspect of your reporting could pay dividends in the future. So the art of reporting takes a little bit of time. Lastly, once understood and you understand the relationship between the call to action and the actual numbers, can pay huge dividends for the customer and for your agents. And when I speak about agents, I am very careful to speak about agents as internal customers as well. If anyone here is familiar with Virgin America, and one of the owners is Sir Richard Branson, he has a philosophy that resonates with me, and it certainly resonates with Inflow Communications. And his philosophy is, if you take care of your employees, they will take care of your customers. Fortunately, I'm in a culture with Inflow where we're well cared for, and what breeds that is great customer experiences, and we really take care of our customers. So that's really our focus.